Watch this video right now, and I'm going to run a commentary on that because what we are doing right now is to point out the problem in the continent of Africa. And if we want, we can decide to wear our thinking cap and take most of the solutions that most of us are providing, deploy it into what is holding us backward, and see if we can solve the problem. But if we don't, we can continue fooling ourselves 24/7, thinking that somehow, someday, magic would happen and the continent of Africa will start developing. Watch the video.
Hey, sister, which country are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
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 Yes, today's container is loading to Apapa.
Yes, our papa.
Apapa.
Not our papa.
Okay, Apapa.
Our papa.
Our container, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. How many days you stay in our factory for one container?
The container is for my sister.
For your sister.
She came to my shop and told me buy used shoes.
Used shoes.
I said I don't sell used shoes. Do you understand? Because
Yes.
I detest it, thinking it will not be fine. So when she persisted in coming, so I came to your company and told your boss that I only want to buy a group page for my sister.
For your
You
sister.
understand? For my sister. She now
So
said,
when you come here and check our goods,
yes, I discovered it is fine.
Decided to buy full container goods, right?
Yes, yes,
How many
yes.
days you stay here?
I
for
say
one
only
container?
for 4 days.
Yes, 4 days can deliver your goods. Right?
Yes, and it's very beautiful.
So, what goods are you loading today?
I'm loading mixed shoes,
Mixed shoes,
and shoes,
children's shoes,
and school bag,
school bag,
ladies bag,
ladies bag,
bag.
You can see that is a lady from the country called Nigeria, my country. She traveled to China and she's importing goods for her sister. I don't know what type of goods that she wanted to import for herself, but the one I can only talk about is the one I'm seeing. This is a full trailer of shoes. A full trailer of shoes that she is importing into the country Nigeria, so that you and I are going to use the money made in this country to buy those shoes. Whereas shoes are made in Aba, shoes are made in Lagos, shoes are made in Kano, shoes are made in different places in this country. What does it take this lady to take the same amount of money and find a person or a company that produces shoe in this country and say produce the same amount of shoes running in thousands or hundreds of thousands? Yes, you are taking the money, you are giving job to another country. You blame the problem to the government. This is part of the problem as well. Because you made the money from this country, you go and give it to other people to get jobs. And when your own people want to export, they export raw resources. This is why you can't grow. Because you are in the business of extravagancy, spending, without building things that other nations could come in and take so that you give your people jobs. Is it taking us 1,000 years to understand in the people in this country and in this continent that we need to invest here in Africa? Until we understand this concept, we can never build Africa at all. The same problem that has become prevailing state in the continent of Africa, you find it everywhere you go, you find a black man in the world. As it is in Nigeria, so it is in Ghana, so it is in Burundi, so it is in Rwanda, so it is in Egypt, so it is in Senegal. Why? We are the people that God in heaven have gifted a lot of natural resources, but we have failed the ability or the test of how to use that resources to better the life of our citizens. Every time we are complaining, pointing our cousin fingers to colonialism, neo-colonialism, and with that is not in view, we point to the people in government. Do you know the amount of job that this lady could have provided the Nigerian citizen if he bought this type of shoes? Its number here in Nigeria. We never do that. I've said it time and time again that our faith in our country has collapsed. We are the only people in the world that do not have faith in the things we produce. She's not buying the shoe in Nigeria, not because they're not making shoes. And probably they are not making the large quantity she wants because there is no capital to do that. If you give them the capital, they will do it. But we are waiting for a white man, a brown man to come and do it for us. You have to start. They say that beauty starts from home. I'm from the Igbo extraction. And people say that you don't start your beauty outside. You start becoming beautiful from home out to outside. This is a problem in the continent of Africa. And most of us are not seeing these errors. This took me to do a little research of how other nations have developed. More importantly, the country he went to, which is China. In the 1970s, China was almost in the same level with Nigeria and every other country in the continent of Africa. They were poor people. But their people have to strategize in the person of Deng Xiaoping and created an institution that allowed every person to thrive. Foreign countries started coming into China to invest. Chinese people had to go to Japan and borrow $221 million to invest. And they created a system that is so viable enough to attract foreign investors. We can't do that in the continent of Africa. Hence, every day and night, we are always in battle with ourselves. We are always maybe in religious conflict or we are in tribal conflict. It simply means we can never develop. We are always in internal war with ourselves. That is why I'm saying that if we are looking at what the AU is saying, that is going to be accomplished in 1963, I believe it. But the most compelling thing that we want to achieve in Africa right now is our ability to independently on our own solve the problem of fighting and killing ourselves. This is why we cannot attract foreign investors into our country. Nobody goes along looking for a place where they are bombing to invest. How many people have you ever seen historically that takes their resources, their wealth, to go and invest in a battlefield? You go and erect a house in a battlefield, tomorrow morning you could receive a call that all your investment has collapsed by bomb. Nobody does that. Do you think people are dumb or crazy? They will never come to this nation. And when they ask you, why are you doing that? He says it's the Europeans that are fueling it. It is the Asians that are fueling it. It is SYZ that are fueling it. We are our own problem. Nobody's fueling it. It is because of our dumbness, inability to govern ourselves, that designed these states that we are in for a very long time in the continent of Africa. I do not see white man killing, pillaging. Look at Sudan. They are trying to wipe themselves away. Rwanda, Uganda, trying to wipe themselves away. You go to Kenya, they're trying to wipe themselves away. You come to my country, Nigeria, we are trying to wipe ourselves away. What is wrong with black people? How do you tend to build that way? You are fighting one another. Ethnic superiority and ethnic stupidity, or what I call stupidism. We have even moved from what I call ethnic bigotry or ethnicity to stupidism. Stupidism hypothesis. You destroy your own mind, so yeah, you can blame it on other people. Why is it that you have to travel out of this country to buy raw finished product that the same resources that was used to make those things were taken out of your country and taken out of your continent? Why should you do such thing? That is what is called balance of trade. We are not doing balance of trade with the Europeans, neither are we doing balance of trade with the Asians. Let the truth be told. Call a spade a spade. I see all of us chanting, smiling, basking in reflecting glory, how the Asian people are making our economy to grow. Don't be dumb. It's not balanced. I did a research and I found out that Kenyans spend like $2 billion in importing finished raw product from China, but exports $221 million worth of raw resources to China. And I had to do a track record of research on that. And I have been using some economic analysis to determine how much $221 million could worth in a finished refined product. And it will be very, very mind-boggling for you to believe what I will tell you. What I came to realize is that if you get that to be 5% or 10%, the same amount of money is going to give you at least $1 billion to $2 billion. How do you use $221 million to make $1 billion? Do you know the colossal amount of profit you've made out of that money? That's what is happening to us in the continent of Africa. We are using our resources to develop the countries of other people. Why my people are starving? Why must we continue in that way? When we know the truth, we don't want to do it. Why is it that you're not attracting foreign investors? It is simple. Chinese people also designed a system in the 70s that attracted foreign direct investor, FDI. That is what we want in Africa. We are tired of aid. Don't give us no more money for aid. Stop giving us money for aid. We want you to bring your companies and then build them here. We have the raw resources. Give our people jobs. That's how you develop a nation. You don't develop a nation by taking the resources and piloting it back to Europe, piloting it back to Asia, while my people are left in the streets, hungry, dying every day. You don't make success out of that way. Is it taking my own brothers and sisters back here, bringing us 1,000 years to understand? Why must we continue to fool ourselves over the things we know we can solve? But we cannot solve this, hence we continue to kill ourselves. If there is war in my country, internal war, nobody's going to come and invest here. You can attract FDI. Keep that in the back of your mind. If there is war in Ghana, they can never attract FDI. If there is war in Kenya, they can never attract FDI. For you to be able to attract that, you have to make your system so calm that people can live in it. You're not in the jungle, you're not a bush, man. It is only the people in the bush that are always afraid of death. Either the animal prey on them or they prey on the animal. You are a human being. Don't continue to exist in Charles Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest. We are not surviving any fittest. Believe in Peter Kropotkin's idea of people uniting together to do things, which is collaboration. That is superior. Human beings ought to collaborate, not to kill themselves. And I'm speaking to the Pan-Africans, and I'm also speaking to African Union, and at the same time speaking to all the citizens of Africa. Enough is enough in killing yourselves. Get this country, artificial boundaries, artificial country together and work with one another. When you do that, foreign countries will come to come and invest. Foreign companies will come to come and invest. Any investor who makes 100% his investment is not an investor, that's a criminality. Investment, I know for sure, I've started myself. I know that you can't make anything beyond 20%. You can only make 5, 10, 15%. If you make 20%, you are the greatest investor of all time. So how does somebody put $221 million and make $2 billion out of it? This is what we need to think about. And we can't solve it without solving the problem of conflict in the continent of Africa, because nobody will come here to invest where there is war and conflict all the time. I cannot take my hard-earned resources or wealth to go to a country that are fighting war every day to plant whatever I like there. I could receive a call tomorrow and be paralyzed that all of my investments are gone. That's the problem in the continent of Africa. Put yourself in order. Self-governance is required in Africa right now. And the moment we articulate that concept, everything will change in the continent of Africa. I'm trying to give us the benefit of the doubt that I'm saying, let's go back and teach the younger generation behind us. They are the ones that are going to be able to change this. But we can't wait till the young people behind us comes up. We can't wait for the next 30 years to stop killing ourselves. We can't wait for the next 30 years to start practicing which religion is superior or another. If you have a binary religion, like I said, you can live together. If you have 1,000 or 1 billion tribes in Africa, you can live together. What is the war all about? The war is to keep you poor forever. And don't blame anybody for your problem. You are your problem. If I advise you to continue and fight your brother, and you go ahead and do it, you are your problem, not me. So if you say that the Western Europeans, or whosoever you want to blame, are the reason why Africa is not developing, whereas if you look at it empirically, you cannot see any white man in the continent of Africa. You are the ones who is doing it. Who do you blame? You are the problem, not the Western Europeans. And people tell you this thing oftentimes so that you live in captivity forever and in victimhood mentality. Whenever you ask, it's a black man. When you ask this woman, why is the country not developing? He said, Tinubu. That's dumb. He will say, President Tinubu is the reason. Can't you say the country? Yet you take the resources that you could invest back in the country and take it to another country to invest. How do you blame another person for that? Did your country do that? In my research about the country called China, it was said that in the 1980, their people have to save heavily in their own country and reinvest that service to be able to build their country. You cannot do that when you spend or you've gotten in another country by giving your people jobs, when your own people are dying like chickens at home, when God has blessed you with everything you need to excel. For how long must I continue to speak to the country of Africa, the continent of Africa, of what is happening and the countries in Africa? A time has come for us to realize that we are one people. There is nothing like tribalism. There is nothing like religious nepotism. Be it Christian, be it folk, be it Muslim, anything you can think of can coexist in harmony here. No matter the tribe, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Madinka, Lu, Zulu, whatever you can think can coexist in harmony. It is lack of intelligence that makes us to kill ourselves. Any thinking entity does not improve on his own kind. It's a dumb entity that improves in his own kind. Even if you have PhDs, you could have 1 billion PhD. Now you are recruiting the citizens to go and kill themselves. You are dumb. You are not intelligent. You are not educated. Educated person does not kill his own kind. Rather, he protects his own kind. We are no more in the bush preying on one another. We are right now fighting to defend one another. And the moment African people understand this and begin to create a system that will enable them to excel, everything changes. I don't want to continue to hear death here, death there, because of religious mentality, because of ethnic bigotry. Enough is enough. This is the only way we can build Africa. You see people rush to Dubai. Do you know how many Nigerians have property in Dubai? You know how many Nigerians have property in the United Kingdom, in the United States, in France, in Germany? You know how much we banked in their banks in Switzerland? If those money are to be invested in Africa, Africa should be competing with the United States of America and China as the first world country, so that when you go to the United Nations, when they speak up, you speak up. You don't sit back because you're looking for money, and when they talk, you can't talk back. I'm talking to the younger generation of Africa. I said, don't allow this to happen anymore. You must come together as one people and fight your battle. Nobody is going to fight it for you but you alone. And the moment we articulate this concept, everything will change in the continent of Africa. This is what I wanted to share with you. From henceforth, learn to patronize the people in your country. Have faith that what they are doing is right. Don't say it is made in Aba, for that reason I will not wait. Don't say it's made in Lagos, for that reason I'm not going to wait. Don't say it's made in Freetown, for that I'm not going to wait. Don't say it's made in Ghana, for that reason I'm not going to wait. It is inferior. It is an imported mentality. What were you wearing before your encounter with the Europeans? All of them were superior. You were doing inter-trade. Today, we are now redesigning it in the continent of Africa for bilateral trade within the countries around Africa. Why must we be talking about that in the 2025? Idea has been articulated by our founding fathers in 1963. 60 years later, we're still talking about something that should have been resolved over the years. When other nations were building, we are fighting ourselves. We are trying to grab power. We are intoxicated by power. Look at where power has brought us to. They say that power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, said Lord Acton. But then every human being with the right mentality will know that power should be subjected to pure logics and reason, so that it will not control you. This is my message to the country and the continent of Africa, so that we will be able to build the future that every one of us will thrive. It is atrocity that God gave you all you want on this earth to thrive, yet another man from another place come in to take it and go back to his own nation to build those things, because maybe he is afraid that if he invests here, we're going to lose all the investment. And I've seen some of our entrepreneurs worth billions of dollars saying they are going to leave the countries and the continent and go to another country to invest. For what reason? They say there is no viability in policy that allows them to invest so that they can be able to make profit from the country. They are going to a country that believe that if they invest, their business will be safe. Why must our business not be safe in Africa at this moment? I'm asking you people in the country and the continent of Africa. Every one of you should wake up to this reality. Either you are a citizen, you are a leader, whatever you are, make sure you live as a great patriotic citizen of this great continent. Go right now and share this video with your family and friends, and don't forget that I remain Captain Africa. Ad Astra.